little warm up. I don't know, y'all. This looks like some show. Hey, good to see you, my friend. All right, welcome. Hello up to the tubers. You're joining us on the Tiki Talker. We're all together here for the Rock Talk Show. We're talking a lot of great things today. I want to go ahead and we need to give some people would call it roses. Let me pop him up on the screen for y'all. We got to start with a shout out to this man right here. You recognize him? This is Reggie Bush. Let me just give him some props. Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy back. I don't know if you follow football. I love me some football, especially college football. Reggie Bush, who's also a commentator now, I should add. 15 years ago, he won the Heisman Trophy. He was playing, as you might know, for USC. Well, it just turns out, let's go back to 2010, that's when he won the Heisman. Not only did he win the Heisman, but also be on the lookout for news stories when crazy starts to get those. No kidding. Exactly. I agree with that. Please talking about the dog. I know. Like, who needs that? And there's no regulations on flamethrowers in 48 states. I checked. True story. Okay, back to Reggie. Here's what's going on here. So he got in trouble because he and his family got some money, um, which you can't do, right? You know this. You can't get money from from anybody really. Here, we're back in the day. Let me just say that. So what happened is his family received money and gifts from prospective agents while playing for the Trojans. Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you. As a result, he lost the Heisman. Well, now with everything with the NIL, name, image, and likeness, it's legal. What he did was legal, and so he once the Supreme Court ruled that name and like allowed name, image, and likeness to happen, he lobbied like give me back my Heisman. Not only did he say that, but a lot of people in the area were like, give him back his Heisman. So he got his Heisman back yesterday. He also has a lawsuit, yes, and by the way, against the NCAA for defamation, alleging that he did a pay to play program. Which he might win. Lawsuit's still going. But I'm just glad he got his Heisman. He earned it. And I don't know. Part of me is like, so wait a moment. If we change the laws and get something back, that's kind of nice to know. But I'm glad he got it. He deserved it. What he did, getting money from agents, didn't really impact her as a UFC player. So I think it's a good thing. Let's talk side hustles because a lot of you have them. Before we get into some more of those serious things, listen. Did you know? What do you think is like the most interesting side hustle? And I'm not saying like side hustle like selling jewelry or selling makeup or something like that. Did you know that there's a side hustle going on that we have been sleeping with my friends? Okay. A New York college student actually, according to like magazines, they check this out. One college student made $70,000 last year. You know what he did? Hello this. He sold tables at hot spots like NYC's Carbone on appointment trader. So basically, he was getting all of these like hot spots, hot places. He was able to get reservations. And he sold them. He made $70,000 doing that, y'all. Another one, West Coast side, made $80,000 his reservations on RES. Is that not wild? Now they say it's very competitive, but I never thought about it. Sell reservations to make money. I just think this capitalist society that we live in, we've got it figured out, man. We're just figuring out how to do different things. I don't know, is that crazy? I agree. Hey, by the way, on the Heisman stuff says they're just not. They were just not trying to pay athletes because now they have, yeah, now they have to pay college athletes. Exactly, exactly. So it's different. Like the back then, it's changed so much with what's going on, and they're trying to keep up with it. But I do think it's good that they gave them Tyson back, and that's not, athletes. I don't think it's a bad thing to get paid the same college athletes. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's complicated. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Okay, so now what I'm asking, like back to the nonsense of the side hustle. What are you not thinking about that you could sell that people want bad? You have access to it. Apparently, it's like a thing. So if you are concierges and people like that, they know, or even restaurant employees at risk of they're willing to lose their main job in the sales team with song reservation. Gee, you almost wonder like could you do that like for movies? I guess it's for movies. There's something there. There's something there that you could do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's since we're talking about side hustles and whatnot, let's talk about non-compete. Hey, Nadia, good to see you. So yesterday, actually the day before yesterday, the FCC said that non-competes are like no longer legal. Now, back in my day, non-competes were just for like the C-suite and whatnot, but now they've been doing like non-competes for any level of job. Like literally, like you could be working at In-N-Out Burger, and like if you quit, you can't go work for McDonald's. Wild, wild. The FCC says nope, can't do that anymore. So now it's only for certain jobs that you can have a non-compete. So if you've had one, and if you've been like, wait a moment, this stinks, I can't go out. What FCC is saying is like you're stopping people's, yeah, sorry, yeah, you are eliminating people's ability to make money. I had no idea that non-competes were like in all sorts of walks of life now, but they've been doing that. FCC says no more. You cannot do it unless it's a job um, that's like a C-suite job or like an executive. If you were like the president, you can't go work somewhere else. Michelle says surgeries that she's going to sell the surgeries her doctor's ordered. Do you know what? Michelle, side hustle with me, my good husband. That listen. Get someone else. I think people would pay. That is genius. I don't know if it's legal, but it's genius. I know you're joking. I know you're joking, but it's genius. It is. It is. Oh, I like that. So I said here that with FTC, you get a certain level of security clearance. So if you have like trade secrets and things like that, you're not going to be able to go off and work for the competitor. But other than that, they're letting people go back and work. I think it's a good thing personally because I think we're getting a little ridiculous on this where you can't go. Yeah, I think I signed a month for the last job that I had, which I guess is no longer. I like I like that a lot. And I'm telling you, Michelle, you may be joking, but they said definitely pay for an early dentist appointment, right? I'm getting into new doctors right now because we moved, and I would definitely pay. I'm just, I bet you there are schedulers that are like, all right, if you know the code, you can get. I'm telling you, it's not a bad idea. People would pay for that. Dentist, any of those things where it's like it's going to be 6 months to get in. You know, people would pay to get in earlier. And I don't know if it's legal, but I think it's brilliant. I bet they do. Oh, you say this for broken bones. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But I bet that they do. I bet schedulers do that for sure. Anyhow, if you are attached to non-compete, you know someone in your family that has a non-compete, it is if they're unless they're C-suite and they've got certain clearance, they no longer have to deal with it. Now, I will say that there are going to be some lawsuits about that, but I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. Give us the freedom to work how we want to work when we want to work. I blame millennials for that in a good way. It's giving us more freedoms and like and giving us more value. By the way, did you know that today in 1982, Jane Fonda first released her first aerobics workout video? When I hear that, I want to be like, let's get physical, but that wasn't her. But still, isn't that interesting? I was like, you're kidding. What do you know? Also, today in history, in 1989, Motorola introduced the personal cell phone. Do you know how much? Do you remember those brick phones? If you ever watched, sorry, my age, if you ever watched It's All Right to Come Stay by the Bell, Zach Morris would be inside of the hallway of school in those big jeans that the guys used to wear. Get your leotard, girl, go get it. And they're like, Wilmer, remember those like the big jeans and they were like, Larry jeans? That name sounds Decaf Larry, was that a brand? Anyhow, they'd have the pleats and they were really baggy. Anyhow, he would pull out of his pocket this Motorola phone that was literally a brick, like as big as a Stanley. Seriously, right? And he's like, "Let me get on the phone." The phone was big. That was the Motorola phone, and that phone back in the day cost $2,995. I bet you when Apple, and we're like, Apple, it's too expensive. That's how it is. I bet they're like, really? Because that Motorola brick thing was almost $3,000 initially. Do you remember they used to have phones like do a car phone? I don't remember that. Like I remember we had a family friend and she had a Lexus back when like Lexus was brand new. No, what was the Lexus? It was some wild car. not wild, but Lexus, you know, Lexus, it might have been a Mercedes Benz. I don't know. Anyhow, she had a phone in her car. It was a car phone. You couldn't take it out of the car, but it was like in the middle console, and you dialed the numbers, and it like connected, it had a cord. It was a car phone. And that was cool. Y'all don't remember? I'm taking you back. I am taking you back. That was the thing, though. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a car phone, which is wild. Sway said her parents, hang on, let me put this on. I had a Cadillac with one, and everyone thought they were rich. Yes, you were so rich. You had a phone in the car. Amazing. Those didn't last very long. Kind of went the way of the Blu-ray, and do you remember those? There's something like this. It was CD, but was that thing DVD? But there was something else for that or around that time that was wild. By the way, y'all, thank you so much. When you tap the screen and you like it, it gets it up before you pay. Get more conversation. And I appreciate y'all for doing that. You rock the cat or Blu-ray. I know Blu-ray gets this. That's right. So hard. Okay. Now let us talk about the cicadas. We talked like last month, and I warned you that the cicadas were coming, and there are going to be billions of them. Two swarms of cicadas are coming at the same time, and they haven't seen each other since like 1903. But also, and if you're living in, basically, if you're living where they had the eclipse, you're getting lots of cicadas. It is so bad in South Carolina right now that in Newberry County, literally the mating calls have gotten so noisy that the mating calls that residents are calling the sheriff's office, wondering why there's roars and sirens. Except it's just a cicadas. Now, if you remember, if you're there, we talked about it a week ago. There's something called zombie cicadas. No, there's like this zombie. There's an STD going on with cicadas. I'm not making this up. You think I'm making it up? I am not making this up. Okay, wait. The noise is probably louder than my cricket. So here's the deal. I should just play that during this whole thing. Sorry, tube. If you're on the tube, you're not hearing this. Come on over to TikTok. So apparently, there's an STD that makes them like really, they're like rampant to have, relations. But if you mate with someone who is infested, no, in what's that word? Who has the STD, basically, what happens? You pass away. I can't use that word on here. You go away. Like, you cease to exist within. I don't remember how much time it is. It's fast, and you get like covered in like cobwebs. I don't know. I sound like I'm making this up. Let me give you the real because it sounds wild, right? So all of these are coming out. They're like, we're having a great time, and little do they know it's a fungus. Yeah, it's a fungus. Let me give you it is called zombie. Yeah, the term. It literally. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. Them. This spring, cicadas will be turned into sex crazed zombies. I'm not, I am reading that. It's literally I'm reading it from the screen. Okay, and it's like from CNN. I'm not just making this up. There's a strange fungus called Masopora cicadina. Okay? And what it does, they get really like crazed. Then they have relations, and then let me get this right. Hold please. Uh, I don't want to see the pictures. I'm not going to show you pictures of cicadas, but I'll give you this noise. You're welcome. Okay, so despite having chalky drops of spores instead of genitalia, the infected cicadas still attempt to mate with gusto. Okay, and what happens is they're hypersexualized, and then they infect each other, and then they just like get covered in fungus. And I didn't use that word. Yeah, that happens. So not only are there going to be billions, but they're going to be like bunnies and then they're gonna all pass away. That's happening. If you live in South Carolina, you live basically anywhere where you were able to get a full view of the eclipse, well, you get the after eclipse. You're welcome. So enjoy that. And if you do live there, let us know what it is. Let us know what's looking for you. So, okay, y'all. And I had to give you an update because it's real there. The cicada situation is real. How do they live in here? You're gonna ask me that. The zombie ones or just ones in general? How long do cicadas? They live from 2 to 17 years. That's a long time in the wild. They know how long in general, 2 to 17 years. The zombie ones don't live that long. The zombie ones pass away. Well, this says typically their lifespan is 4 to 6 weeks, and they'll start to be different. It says 4 to 6 weeks. That makes more sense to me than the 2 to 17 years. If they're underground. Oh, interesting. They're underground the first 17 years of their life, and then they come out. I don't listen. So they after 17 years they come out. Hello, what you said, Michelle. They come out. I know more about them than I ever wanted to know, and then they can live for a few weeks in the zombie state, and then they're done. But typically they have a 13 to 17-year life cycle and live underground until they emerge. So they're underneath there, billions of them, billions, and the two schools are coming out at the same time, and they're going to come see us, and then they're going to get zombified. You're welcome. That is wow. Okay, I'm just listen. The reason I'm talking about it so freely is I don't live over there. I don't live exactly, Nadia. I don't live over there. If I did, I would be taking a vacay till June. I'm just saying. So loud that people think sirens are going off. How loud could these things be? Louder than this. Billions of them. Mm-mm. No, thank you. I'll pass on that one. So last week, I believe it was, we talked about how Barcelona does not want you to come. Barcelona literally took their bus stop off of Google Maps and off of Apple Maps because they don't want anyone visiting. I know, Nadia. I'm sorry. Think about funding. Just think about funding. Okay. So why do I mention this? Because Venice is kind of getting in the mix. So if you've heard about Venice, Venice is sinking and it's an issue. And there have been threats by like, I don't know, make decisions to like totally stop people from coming to Venice. As a okay, we're gonna throw a bone. Now if you're a day tripper, which a lot of people are. I went to Venice for the night, we went there for a day and we left. They're gonna charge you. You now have to pay if you want to go to Venice for the day. They think this is gonna distract tourism. Now, as I say this, I want you to know what it's going to cost. 30 million people visit Venice every year. Okay. They're going to charge you now if you want to just come into Venice, you're not going to spend the night in the hotel or any of those things, €5. Here's my thing. If I'm flying from the US of the United States all the way to Italy and I want to get in my Eat, Pray, Love location and I want to go to Venice, you better €5 is not going to stop me from going to Venice. You might think, Roxy, euro is more expensive than $5, which is true. Let's just find out. How much are we going to charge me? Like, is that going to be the difference between going or not? Seriously, euro to dollars. €5 to dollars is $5.36 right now, currently. Ooh, our dollar is strong right now, y'all. Oh my gosh, I remember it was like 2 to 1. $5.36 today. Literally. Places Venice and Barcelona have a terrible history of not being kind of tourists, especially. I've never been to Barcelona. Spain doesn't do it for me. Uh, Venice, we're in and out. I mean, we did the gondola ride and whatnot, but $5.36. Would that stop you from going to Venice? I don't think so. I think they're going to have to put a larger toll if they think people are actually going to not go, which tells me that Venice is like, whatever, we don't care, even though they've got all these people saying, hey, you need to do something about it. They don't care. If they care, they would charge more. For UNESCO, whatever, whoever they are, they're the ones who are threatening to put Venice on a list of endangered heritage sites if local authorities didn't make changes. The local authorities gave them the thumb up. Said, okay, €5. Yeah. They're not that hard. They want people to come through here. But you know, they say that even though 30 million people visit Venice every year, literally, y'all, they don't actually contribute to money there on a single day. They contribute to less than 20% of tourism spending. Venice is a fun city. It's cute. It's a place where you kind of go. You might do some shops, get some stuff like any other Roman city, and then you the what is it, St. Mark's Basilica, and even that, and you see that, and maybe you go on a gondola ride, but you don't need to spend more than a day there. You really don't. You just say. Speaking of travel, did you hear what's happening with airlines? No, I'm not talking about Boeing being so bad. I'm talking about now they're saying that. So the administration said, the U.S. administration said this. Now airlines have to tell what all those extra charges are, and they have to tell us up front it's going to cost this much. They can't say, "Oh, it's $100 tickets, come get them," and it's like, "Oh, it's really $200 after you pay all the extra fees." They cannot do that. And then also, when they delay your flight, they delay it, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry we delayed it. We're going to give you a voucher. We're going to give you a refund in a voucher where you can use it within a year or whatever." They can't do that anymore. Now, my friends, they got to give you money, money. Oh, cabbage, 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 cabbage. I forgot the word. Yeah, cabbage. They've got to give you cold, hard cabbage. You get me? This is a good thing. This is a very, very, very good thing because they hang on to our money. They say that this is going to give us, the travelers of the United States of America, and anyone else, I guess, for that matter, $500 million back in our pocket. Well, you know the airlines aren't happy about that. You know they're not happy. Good morning, Onesie. Good to see you. They are not happy. But no, because here's what they say. Airlines are like, we've already given billions of dollars in customer refunds over the last few years. Probably because you needed to. I was one of those people who didn't get my Christmas the way it was supposed to be 2 Christmases ago because Southwest, they canceled the flight, said it was weather. There's no bad weather. So from Orange County to Arizona. Guess where there's no bad weather? Mm-hmm. 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 You got used to prepaid tickets, right? Well, don't get a load of this. It's going to be 2 years till this happens. So don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. But also, they say the airline lobbying group says this. They argue that it's too challenging for airlines to disclose charges more clearly. I'm sorry, what? It's too challenging? I don't get it. It's too challenging for us to tell you all the extra charges. Somebody's tallying them. Just it's too challenging. That was rich. I'm like, you think you've heard it all, then you hear that and you realize there's more to be heard. For real, for real. Okay, hang on. I got another something to tell you. Oh, you ready for an inspirational story, y'all? This is. I want this to like be the thing that you think about today and go, okay, what can I do with this? There's something here that I can do with it. Okay, you load this. Saturday. Wasn't long ago. A Swedish pole vaulter. His name was Mondo Duplantis. Broke his own world record, carrying 6.24 meters. That's 20.47 feet. Hold on, that's a lot. He broke his record. His record before, so he got to 6.4. His record before was 6.23. So he beat it just by 10. He did that last September. And in September, when he got the world record, he beat his last one by a tenth, 6.22. So he did 6.22, then 6.23, then 6.24. Get a little. It's not that he's just like getting better by just that much. all a master plan. Get a load of this. He gets a check, which can be up to $100,000 when he breaks the world record. So he raises the bar by 1 centimeter each time to maximize his earnings. He got this from decades ago from a Ukrainian pole vaulter named Sergei Cicadas, who got checks from Nike every time he got a record. So he broke his record from 1985 to 1984. He broke it at least a dozen times over those 9 years, going from 6 millimeters to 6.14 millimeters. So you get a check each time. I said to myself, wait a moment. First of all, that's smart. There's some brains right there. But the second thing I thought to myself is like, if you know the rules, you can work the rules. You get me? What are we doing? And maybe it's even on this platform. Like, that's thinking really inside the box, outside the box, inside the box. Because, like, well, I got to beat my world record by la la la. He's like, let me beat it by a centimeter. So every time I beat it, you have to pay me. Is that not genius? I'm seeding that. And I wanted to share that with you because I think that there's something that you're doing, some playground that you're in, some sandbox that you're in, that you are just not completely thinking about how to capitalize on it. And I say you as in you and me. What is that thing is we know the rules, we can work it to our advantage. And the advantage might be money, it might be something else. But y'all, let's get on the stick and make it happen. Is that not genius? He gets paid every time he beats his world record. It just goes one by one by one by one. And also the company's benefiting because like they just got a new world record. They're probably like, oh, that little figure. But still, it's within the rules. What can we do within the rules to make it the best possible for us? I think it makes us not think like you have to think to yourself, okay, the obvious thing is not always the thing. Because obviously, like, how much can I beat my world record by? I'll do it by a foot. But then he only wins once as opposed to winning every single time. I needed to throw that out to you because I just think that's so interesting. Right? Isn't that interesting? Okay, my tubers, I realize you're still there. What are you still doing there? Sorry, that's not on for you. We're gonna keep going here on the Tiki Talkie, but I'm gonna say goodbye to you. Go be great. Grab my email templates. You got like a few more days, and they're going away. They're free. Okay, take care. Bye, everybody. Don't go away. I'm with you. I'm with you.